Hey friends, welcome to today's video. So excited to finally be sitting down and filming this video because I've been having these products sitting on my vanity for about a week now, and I haven't been this excited to try a new brand in a long time. Today we're going to be testing out a few products from LYS. I have the foundation here because it's the first product that I picked up, but I also have the blush, I have the bronzer, and then I have, here we go, I have the primer as well. I was a little late to the game on this one. I know that this launched, I believe, last month. But you know, better late than never, I say. If you are familiar or not familiar with LYS, LYS is a brand new cosmetic brand available at Sephora. It's a really special brand because it is the first Black-owned clean beauty brand at Sephora. So this is Clean at Sephora makeup, which means it is non-toxic. It is free of a lot of ingredients that we find in cosmetic products. So it's a clean beauty brand. So I'm super excited about it because I know there's a lot of interest in clean beauty. I had to actually shop Sephora's website, and then I had to shop LYS website because I was, like I said, a little late to the game and everything was almost sold out on Sephora by the time I got there. LYS stands for Love Yourself, which I don't think I need to say this, but you guys know I love that. DK Beauty is all about being kind to yourself. You know, I say being kind to others, but really being kind to yourself, which comes from self-love. I love the theme already of this collection. I actually saw the founder of this collection, her name is Tisha, interviewed on Behind the Beauty, which is a show on YouTube that my friends Glam Girl Chelsea, Kelsey Brianna J, and then Alicia over at Kinky Sweat, they host. I believe they're hosting them once a month, but they basically interview brand owners or prominent people in the beauty space. And I saw Tisha interviewed, and I really loved her. Like in the first 5 or 10 minutes of hearing her story and how she started and where she came from, you know, she had worked, I believe it was at Pure Cosmetics, I think, that was a clean beauty brand before she worked there. And I was really inspired. I was just really inspired. You know, being a brand owner myself, I found a lot of inspiration in her interview. So I will leave a link to that if you want to check that out as well. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I am testing all of these products. I will speed through the eyes. I'll leave all the products that I used linked in the description box. But this video is mainly focusing on primer, foundation, blush, bronzer. Yeah, and that's it. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start by prepping the skin with the LYS Secure Skin Gripping Serum Primer. And I'm really excited to try this primer because its claim is to help with pore and shine control. It has ingredients like niacinamide in it. It has ingredients like grapefruit extract, vitamins A, E, and C as well. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of this. I do have all of my skincare on from earlier. Ooh, I like the texture of this. It is a very, very lightweight. It doesn't have any color, very translucent. Sometimes you use a primer and you'll have like a little bit of a frosted look or a little bit brightening. This is actually completely translucent. It actually feels kind of like skincare. And I do feel a texture that's unique. I don't own another gripping primer. I know that, I believe it's Milk has a gripping primer. I have not tried that one. And I can see the texture is a little different. So I feel like that's part of the benefit and feature. This retails for $20 and you get 1 ounce. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with the foundation, and I'm super excited to try this foundation. This is the Triple Fix Serum Foundation. It has hyaluronic acid in it. It has turmeric and ashwagandha in it. My shade is MG2, or at least that's the shade that I ordered. We'll see if it's actually my shade. So I mentioned that it has ashwagandha in it, which is kind of a buzz ingredient. I hear it a lot in the health space, and you might be wondering, okay, what does that do for the skin? It is supposed to help combat the skin stress and visible signs of aging. It also has hyaluronic acid in it, which we know is a great ingredient to retain and attract moisture to the skin. Turmeric is supposed to help provide antioxidant protection on the skin. And it also has avocado oil, which helps retain skin's moisture and the appearance of a firmer looking complexion. It's supposed to be for dry, normal, and combination skin. So we are not seeing oily skin on here, which I definitely fall into the combination / normal, I feel like. It's light to medium coverage. It retails for $22. It has 35 shades, and it's vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free. And it's beautiful. I love this component. This bottle is so beautiful. It's frosted glass. It's nice, weighted, and heavy. I love the rose gold. I love that it has a pump. Okay, so let's see if I did well in my shade selection. I think I did. did. I can usually tell by just pumping, you know, and looking at the foundation. So this is what the foundation looks like. You can see that it's slowly starting to slide down my hand. Well, maybe not slowly, but it's not really like a real watery texture at all, but it's not really thick either, not thick or moussey at all. And I'm actually going to use my finger, I think, to apply this on the face, and then we'll go in with a brush and blend it. I did do well on the color. I always like when you like nail a color selection by ordering online. And I'm just gonna press in here. Since it is light to medium coverage, I do wanna see, you know, how much coverage I can get out of it. Ooh, oh, that's really, really nice. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit closer. Okay, here we are. I can already tell right off the bat without having to like really look that my pores look smaller. Now I don't know if that's because of the foundation or the primer. I'm gonna assume it's the primer since the primer claims to help with pores and shine. Oh, that looks really pretty. And I'm actually surprised. I'm getting, I mean, definitely not full coverage, but I'm getting more coverage from it than I assumed I would get. That is so beautiful. Holy moly. I love this situation. It is so pretty. Now remember, I'm saying I'm getting more coverage, but it's all in how you apply too. If I would have just gone in and just started buffing in circles, I would have sheared it out, but I didn't do that. I've kind of been pressing. Okay, that is gorgeous. Okay, I love that. All right, let's move along to the other side. And you know what? This time I'm just gonna go straight from my brush to my face because that's usually how I apply foundation. I don't know why I decided to use my finger. Let's try that. Okay, I love this. This is so nice. I can tell that that primer really makes a difference though. Even though I haven't applied this foundation before, this is the first time I'm applying it, I can feel that primer like gripping the product. Okay, I am impressed because I have a nice radiance. Like this is not matte, this is radiant, but my pores are not like large and in charge, which usually happens with a radiant foundation. Okay, I love that. Let's go in and apply some on the forehead. Now I do feel the primer, like I said, gripping that product. So my suggestion would be if you use the primer, work in little sections of the face. Don't apply the foundation all over the face and then start blending. Apply it and blend that out and then apply it and blend it out. The reason I'm saying that is because I could see how the primer might grab the foundation, and if it takes you a few minutes to get over to the area that you want to blend, it might be harder to blend out and spread out. My suggestion is, and I really would say that with any foundation to be honest, because once foundations have time to set and dry, they're not as easy to blend out. Okay, that is gorgeous. I do have, I would say quite a bit left on my hand. I used maybe 3/4 of one whole pump. I'm gonna use a little bit more just to see if I can build it and get a little more coverage here. I don't really think I need it, but I'm just curious to see how this does layer and build, and if you still get that beautiful natural finish if you layer it. Yeah, that's pretty. Very pretty, very radiant. It is very radiant for sure, on me at least, yeah. Okay, so a little more shine than I normally like, but I am gonna set it with a powder like I would with any foundation. The finish is beautiful, the coverage is just perfection. This is the coverage that I like. It's not full coverage, but it's definitely not like natural and sheer. That is beautiful. I love that. Okay. Super excited. I wasn't able to pick up any of the setting powders. I think that I went on Sephora's website and they were pretty much sold out of all my shades, and then I went over to their website and as well. I was late to the game. I didn't quite get on this right away, and so by the time I did, I was limited in what I could purchase. So we are going to go in with concealer, and what concealer do I have here? Okay, you know what concealer I've been using a ton lately is the new Sharp Shape Tape by Tarte, the Ultra Creamy. I have been loving that. I can't find it up here because I have it downstairs in my bathroom, but I'm using the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. So this is a matte concealer. I'm gonna be real careful that I don't apply too much because I don't want to have, dry under eyes. So I'm just gonna apply that. Then I'm gonna spread it out with my finger, and then I'll go back and blend it with the brush. I couldn't find my BK Beauty sponge, otherwise I would use that for this concealer, but a finger works well to just kind of basically spread and kind of pick up any excess product. And then I'm gonna go in with, do I not have my 108 brush? Oh, there it is. I was like, what is with me today? I'm gonna use this brush, the 108 brush, to blend this in by just pressing. Oh, this concealer is nice too. Definitely on the fuller coverage, drier side, but if you are careful with how much you apply and you use a sponge or use a brush and apply it this way, like by pressing, it gives a nice finish. So here we are. Foundation has been applied with the primer. The skin looks really, really nice. I am gonna set it with a powder, and I chose the Danessa Myricks translucent powder because this powder is very lightweight, translucent. It does definitely mattify the skin, but I feel like it really keeps the integrity of a foundation in place without changing it too much. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna use my 108 brush, and I'm gonna be really light in how and where I apply this. I'm just gonna lightly, you know, set the nose, set the cheeks. I'm gonna use a cream blush, so I'm going to avoid putting powder like right where I would apply the blush. That's pretty. This foundation is really gorgeous. Very, very natural, radiant. Let's move right along. Let's go ahead and do brows, and I will be right back. So for the sake of time, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eye makeup and kind of just speed through it real quickly, and then we'll be back to test out the bronzer and blush. So eyes are done. I'm gonna go in and warm up the face. I ordered the bronzer in the shade No Limits, or actually that's the name of the product, No Limits Matte Bronzer. I ordered the shade Harmony, which is medium. It's always tricky ordering bronzers online. Okay, so I feel like this could be a good shade for me, maybe a little bit on the deeper side, but I'll use a fluffy brush to apply it. That way I get less of an application. So the bronzer retails for $18. I really love the packaging of this. It's a nice kind of weighted size. I like that it has this mirror inside, like a full size mirror. It's really beautiful, really nice. And it has this like very satisfying magnetic closure. I love that. It is described as being a velvety texture, easy to blend bronzer, and it delivers a sun-kissed glow. Okay, so let me kind of feel the texture of this. Yeah. It feels a little silky. Oh, it has a pretty slight sheen on the skin. Not shimmery or glittery at all, but not flat and matte. It has the most slightest little bit of sheen. It's almost really hard to tell on camera, but I can definitely see it in person. This is what the shade looks like. All right, and let's go in. I'm using the BK Beauty 103 brush. All right, let's hope that I didn't get too dark of a shade. Okay, so a little deep for me, but workable. For sure. I think I should have gone a shade lighter. Yeah, I should have gone a shade lighter, but not too dark. An easy way for me to fix this would just be to take like a setting powder in my shade with a little bit of pigment. All right, I need a bigger mirror so that I can really see how we're doing here since it's on the darker side. Oh, it's pretty. Actually, I could make this work. Yes, it's a little deeper, but if I'm careful with how much I apply and I use the right brush, like I'm loving that. I'm loving that depth of like warmth. It's really beautiful. This will be a really good bronzer for me in the summer. I applied a little too much over here, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my foundation brush, and I'm just gonna kind of bounce it on top of that area. It'll tone that down a tiny bit. Pretty, that is really pretty. Okay, moving right along to blush. This is what I'm super excited to try because I've heard so many great things about this. My friend Stephanie, who is a moderator in our Beauty Chit Chat Facebook group page, she picked these up and she had really great things to say about them, so I'm super excited to try them. Shout out to Stephanie. So I have a few call outs that I wanna share on the blush. Cream blush, if you guys haven't noticed, they're having a moment. Cream blush are so beautiful. I feel like it, for anyone over the age of 35, I feel like it just gives you that youthful glow. It really, really just lights up the skin. You know, I think cream blush used to be a little more intimidating, like way back when, 10 years ago or so, but new formulas have come out and they're so easy to work with. I like cream blush formulas, and I feel like most of them are, that allow you to build color up. If you find a cream blush that has a nice, like kind of sheer application, but you can build it, that's what you're looking for. And I like cream blush that have a little bit of emollient, but really kind of dry down more to a powder finish, or at least set so they don't stay sticky or wet on the skin. So I got the shade Kindness. By the way, I love these names. I love these names. They're very much remind me of BK Beauty's whole theme of like, you know, like loving yourself, being kind to yourself, you know, really inner beauty. I feel like this whole line is very inner beauty focused, which, you know, is our mission at BK Beauty. So I love that. So this color is a really beautiful peach shade. It actually looks pretty peachy in the packaging. And even when I go on my hand, my finger, I still get, that's foundation, by the way, that looks really gross. I get a lot of color. Let's see, when I blend it onto the hand, you can definitely sheer it out. This definitely is a peach bronzer, or a peach blush, I should say. I wouldn't say that you're picking up a whole lot of pink. It's definitely like a soft apricot peach shade. I'm gonna use the 108 to apply this. A couple ingredients to mention is that it has kaolin clay in it, which helps reduce the appearance of pores and limits excess shine. So that could be really great in a cream blush. I don't know that I've tried that, a cream blush that has that ingredient. It has avocado oil and vitamin E. So I'm gonna use the BK Beauty 108 brush and I'm just gonna press it into the product. And I'm gonna blot it on my hand because it actually does give quite a bit of pigment. And then I'm just gonna smile and I'm just gonna bounce that right on that big ol' apple of a cheek that I have. Ooh, this is pretty. This is really pretty. This color reminds me of the shade Peaches from MAC, or Pincho Peach. Kind of a blend between Pincho Peach and Peaches. Do you guys remember those shades? They're powder blush shades, but they would, like when I started at MAC, that was all I wore. I just wore Peaches right on the cheek because it was so like coral. I used to wear way too much blush. Some might say that I still do, but I don't think so. That is so beautiful. Okay, this formula is nice because when you go on, you do get some color. Like that's a little too much, but it's so easy to blend out and like sheer out. All you really do is press, and it slowly starts to diffuse that colorway. I mean, I know I'm putting too much on right now, but I love this. This is so nice. And I do feel like it smooths pores. Even though my pores were pretty smooth before from that primer, I do feel like it even smoothed them out even a little bit more. And that's from the kaolin clay. Huh, very, very nice. Okay, really nice. All right, guys, we are almost done. We are all done for LYS products. For lips, I have this lip liner by Mented. This is the Peach Lip Pencil. This is a new product I picked up at Ulta this week. And I'm just gonna line. This is pretty. It's a little deeper than I normally use for a peach liner. Like it's a little brighter, a little more peach. It's really pretty. Ah, it's a nice formula. Okay, so the lip liner is beautiful. It's a little bit brighter than I normally do, which is not a problem, but I do want to kind of soften it some. So I'm gonna use the Wayne Goss lipstick in the shade Daisy. This is such a beautiful nude, like muted peach. It's so pretty. Look at this. There we go, focus. Okay, look at how beautiful that is. I love this. I remember loving it when I picked it up, but then you know, you buy so many new products and test them out that I just found this. I haven't used it in a while. And I'm gonna reintroduce this into my routine. So pretty, so pretty. Do I want gloss? I don't think I do. I think I'm gonna leave it as is. All right, real quick final thoughts. Definitely a shine around the cheeks. That blush added that shine and that glow. The foundation is more of a luminous finish on me. I don't have it in my notes here as far as what finish the blush is. I have the coverage. Let me check real quick. LYS, let's see what their website says. LYS blush. No, foundation. That's what we're looking for. I typed up these notes because I wanted to be so prepared and make sure I didn't leave anything off. And we forgot. Okay, so it says the finish is natural. Okay, a natural finish, which, you know, natural means not matte, not super dewy or glowy. I always find that a natural finish on me leans a little bit more to the radiant side than the matte. Very pretty. Everything looks good. I have a little more shine than I like on my cheeks, so I'm just gonna go in and set with a little bit of powder. I'm just gonna kind of softly add a little bit of the Danessa Myricks loose powder to mattify that down just a tiny bit. Yeah, that's better. Do you see what I did? I just barely touched it with the 102 brush. The 102 is a big, huge, fluffy powder brush. So because it's so large, and it's just gonna apply product in a very soft and sheer way. So you really just kind of hit it on your face, and that's it. Yeah, that's perfect right there. Okay, so this is the finished look. Let me kind of give you my thoughts on all the products. Overall, I really enjoyed everything that I tried on. I think my two standout products would be the cream blush. What I loved about it is I love that the application gave you just the right amount of pigment, not too much. It did give, I would say, more on the pigmented side of a cream blush, but it was so easy to blend it out and sheer it out. it's pretty much a foolproof cream blush in my opinion. I love that. I also love that it has kaolin clay in it, which is, you know, can help with shine control. And I loved that I was able to apply a loose powder immediately after on top of it, and it didn't ruin the application. Sometimes when you use powder on top of a creamy or emollient blush like that, it can cause the blush to separate or look just not good, and not the case. So that's really good to keep in mind, because most of us, you know, have powder in our purse, we touch up throughout the day, and you don't have to worry about that. Also great for wearing masks. You know, cream products and more emollient products obviously aren't ideal for wearing masks, but if you're able to powder it, it kind of tones down that tackiness, I guess. So when you wear your mask, it's less likely to transfer so much onto the mask. So that's one of my standout products. I also really like the primer. I definitely noticed a difference in my pores. They seem to pretty much blur out almost immediately. I loved the texture of the primer. It was unique, and I could feel that gripping benefit. And when I applied the foundation, I really felt like, and of course this was the first time I applied it, so I can't say this with certainty, but I do feel like having that primer allowed me to use less foundation, and it allowed me to get more coverage, I think, from the foundation than perhaps if I hadn't used the primer. Again, that's just a guess. I would need to test it without to see that claim, but I just felt the foundation like grip, and the coverage I got was pretty impressive. It was like, if light and medium are here, which is this foundation is described as being a light to medium, I would say I got closer to the medium side with this application. So I really, really liked that primer. The foundation, I really like how it looks now. You know, it's really hard to say you love a foundation until you've worn it at least a full day, or, you know, multiple days to see how it wears. But overall, the finish is really nice. It says it's a natural finish, and I would agree with that. I think that it does. I've had it on for maybe 45 minutes, and I would say that it's kind of progressively got a little more radiant. So if you love a radiant finish foundation, or you have dry skin, or you have flat, dull skin, this is really going to give your skin a lot of life. Yeah, I like it. Again, I need to wear it more throughout the day, and you guys know me, I'm like more matte, shine free, you know? So with foundations, it's all obviously a personal preference thing, but I think the foundation gives nice coverage, and I think it looks really, really beautiful on the skin. The bronzer was nice. I think I should have gone a little bit of a lighter shade down, but with that said, I was able to really work with it and blend it out nicely. I think I applied a little too much here, but this side was good. So it was easy to work with, even though I, you know, even though I had a too dark of a shade. So those are my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've picked up any LYS products, I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. I say this all the time, but you guys interacting and sharing your experience and your favorite products and your tips and tricks is really like the way for us all to learn. You know, I think that, you know, I know I say I'm a makeup artist and I was a MAC trainer and I have a YouTube channel and all of that, but please don't take me as the expert. I know I shouldn't be saying that, but truthfully, we can all learn. You know, I can learn, and that's how we learn, is by sharing information like that. So help spread the love and the makeup knowledge and tips and tricks by, you know, leaving your comments in the comment section below. All right, you guys, have a fantastic day. I appreciate you so much. Bye.